self-esteem. Since we can't always have just a big bowl of self-esteem and all of a sudden our self-esteem goes up, we're going to talk about a lot of things that can help us to maintain a constantly healthy self-esteem. And again, we've went through the benefits, and this should be in your notes, but I just want to emphasize that bottom line that you are happier and more successful in everything that you do when you have a high self-esteem, which is why this one is so important. Now, you'll notice as one of the assignments is a music video assignment. So as you click on that, you'll be listening for a phrase that you really think is beneficial to you or to someone else's self-esteem, and then write why did you choose that phrase, and that will be graded. Don't worry about making it that long or that in depth. Just pick a phrase and how you think that would benefit someone's self-esteem. And I'll just show you a couple of my examples on this slide. It just talks about if today were your last day, which is the chorus that keeps repeating itself. And I really believe that if everybody thought that it was their last day, that we wouldn't worry about the things that really don't matter, that we would look for opportunities to help other people and to maybe be a little kinder if that was the case. So I really like that phrase. The next phrase that you can see right here is what's worth the price is always worth the fight. I love that phrase because anything that's worth anything in life takes effort and takes work, because then we can see, hey, I got through this, or I did this, and consequently it builds your self-esteem because you can see that you can accomplish great things. Then the next one that I really love is it's never too late to shoot for the stars, regardless of who you are. And I love that because every one of us make mistakes. Every one of us slip and fall. Every one of us don't necessarily achieve a goal, but it's never too late to keep shooting for the stars and believing in yourself. And the bottom line now, this whole music video, I think, is about doing something kind for other people, which is something that we're going to be talking about here pretty soon. Now, the next slide, again, we talked about this, so real quickly, there's two ways you get your self-esteem. One is external messages, how others treat you, what they say about you or to you. And as you can see from the red, this is the least effective. And unfortunately, how most of us get our self-esteem. And in today's social media, that's really what's causing our self-esteem to digress or go down. The second way that we acquire self-esteem is internal messages, and that's how we should all really be striving to acquire our self-esteem, is by giving ourselves comments in our minds. And we know that it's powerful. Our mind, if it hears something over and over, will believe it. And so I gave you this challenge, and I challenge you again to think of some aspect of your self-esteem that may be suffering a little bit, and then give yourself some positive comments on that on a regular basis. For example, maybe I'm thinking, I wish I was more smart. I wish I was smarter, whatever the case may be. And I wish I was better looking, and whatever the case may be, and give yourself some positive comments on that 20, 30 times a day, where I'm saying, man, you are smart. You're as smart as anybody else. You can do this. And constantly giving yourself those comments 20 or 30 times a day, I guarantee is going to help. This next slide, I just want you to ask yourself these questions. Why do you think it's important to give yourself positive comments, or do you? And if you don't, then I would suggest that you try what I ask. How many times a day do you give yourself positive comments, and why don't you do it more? I think sometimes we think we're conceited, and you don't have to do it out loud. You do it in your mind, and nobody knows you better than you do. So give yourself some positive comments and believe in those positive comments.